I can tell you that when I saw great lawyers prosecute cases, there would always be this moment where they would pull a quote. They'd get the pull quote from the deposition that was the absolute worst thing in the world that a defendant would want to be shown. And they'd usually do it in the opening statement before the jury. And you'd put it up, and it would just be a sentence, and you'd sit there and gasp and go, oh, my God, he's guilty. Well, in this case, the pull quote that would be put up on the board by a prosecutor would be along the lines of, I just need you to find 11,780 votes because that's one more than I need to win.
Right. Hey, yeah, I mean, look, Happy New Year, Joe, Mika. Great way to start the year, right, guys? Here we go. The kind of crescendo of crazy as we head into this last couple weeks before inauguration. And, Joe, I think the other thing, just to pick up on your analogy, right, what you would see in that case is you would see the most damaging quote, the pull quote would be up there, right? And then you would know that if you went and examined the totality of the transcript from which that quote was lifted, of the other evidence, there would be some mitigating circumstances. It would be you'd be showing the worst thing, right? And you would know that there would be other things that might change the context, that might make it sound a little better, that maybe this was even, heaven forbid, a lawyer putting up something slightly misleading. I mean, and when I saw the quotes, and you and I were texting when this story broke yesterday, you saw these quotes and you thought, my God, these quotes on their face suggest a violation, obvious, gratuitous, plain, open and shut violations of Georgia, most pertinently, I think, Georgia election law. But in addition to federal law, the president, president of the United States, whatever, he can't indict a sitting president, Georgia state law. Now we have people in Georgia, by the way, one of the members of the Georgia election board has gone to the Secretary of State and wants to open a civil and criminal investigation of this case already. And that's something that Donald Trump faces the moment that he gets out of office. But you saw the quotes and you said, OK, this is obviously illegal, or at least there's a pretty good case for illegal behavior here. Then you said, well, let's go listen to the whole tape. And the hour-long tape does nothing to soften this, does nothing to raise extenuating circumstances, does nothing to change anything. In fact, it just makes it more damning. If you go and listen to the full hour, and if you haven't listened to it or read it, I strongly commend everyone to do it, because what you hear and read in that transcript and that recording is a president who is deeply demented and deluded and, yes, as Mika said, desperate. And it has pushed him into a place where I think, Donald Trump has always been, for all these 4 years, been a danger to the republic. It's been, our contention on this show for many, many, many weeks and months. But I think right now we're in maybe the most dangerous period of the entire Trump presidency, where a Donald Trump who is obviously desperately clinging to power and is willing to do something this egregious and this stupid, knowing who Brad Raffensperger is, knowing that there had to be someone taping this, knowing he then went on Twitter and taunted Raffensperger the next day, which elicited the release of the tape. Raffensperger's like, I don't want to put this tape out unless the president attacks me or mischaracterizes the meeting, which of course he did. And so Trump brings all of this on himself. That guy, at that degree of desperation, of delusion, of dementia, all of that, and stupidity, how dangerous is he right now for the country? I have been worried about Donald Trump, as you guys know, for 4 years. We all have been. Yep. Right now, it's a very, very perilous time for the country, given that there is, and I know we're going to talk about this, the degree of support for what he is doing, even after this revelation. There's no sign those 12 Republican senators, and maybe more, are going to stand up on Donald Trump's side and try to decertify this election on Wednesday.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.